Welcome back to Let's Talk. I'm Chad Landers. Exciting interview coming your way right now. Our next guests have a pretty big presence on the Warwick football sideline. One is a mammoth of an assistant coach. I'm talking just big, huge. And the other one is one of the biggest college recruits in the state of Pennsylvania and the country. And they just happen to be father and son. So let's welcome to the show Warwick football assistant coach Todd Rucci and Warwick senior offensive lineman Nolan Rucci. Gentlemen, thanks so much for coming on Let's Talk. Nolan, I know you made your big college decision, so tell us, how was the whirlwind of having to make that commitment in such a public fashion there?
Yeah, it's been a crazy past day or so, with everything going on right now. A ton of text messages and congratulations and everything like that. So obviously everybody been awesome and extremely thankful that everybody's reached out. And so, yeah, it's been a great past day or so. And no, I'm excited to be a Badger. Awesome.
Yeah, I was there for it, and certainly had a lot of support from your players, your teammates, your coaches, your parents. It's, awesome time for that. I'm interested though, Todd, your second time going through the recruitment process with your sons. Hayden chose Wisconsin a few years ago. Nolan's headed off to be a Badger. Are you relieved that you and your wife only have to make that trip to watch both your sons in one place?
Yeah, I think it's Stacy and I had talked about it, but we definitely didn't talk about it in front of Nolan because we never wanted to bring that into his decision. But once he got to the point where he wanted to be a Badger, we definitely started thinking, convenience of how easy it would be. And, we're just happy that he landed and wanted to play with his brother. So I think there's a lot of things that made sense for our family.
Awesome. So let's stay on the topic of recruitment for just a minute. We'll go back to Nolan. Pretty sought after recruit there in college football. 24/7 Sports Online has you rated as a 5-star offensive tackle, the #1 recruit from Pennsylvania. And it looks like you could have picked from any college you really wanted to. What set Wisconsin apart from all the rest there, Nolan?
I think for me, Wisconsin ticked a lot of my boxes. Obviously, great academics, great football, and the talent that they produce on the offensive line that are in the NFL right now, and the guys that could potentially go in the next year or so is pretty impressive. And I think that's a testament to Coach Rudy and the O-line room. And so, I'm excited to have a chance to be part of that, and hopefully be able to make my mark.
Yeah, it's interesting, Nolan. Like, there is a chance in the coming years here where you could be on the line and your brother Hayden could be right next to you, and you guys could really be working together as a 1-2 combo. We don't need to get too much into the details of that, but how cool would that really be?
Yeah, obviously it's awesome. I don't think there's too many kids have that opportunity to play Division I football with their older brother. So I'm super excited.
All right. We'll throw this one back to Todd. Your family has gone through the recruitment process twice now, once in regular fashion with Hayden, this time during a pandemic. So how was Nolan's process? Was it harder? Was it more difficult? Was it strange? Was it weird? Can you describe it for us?
Yeah, we definitely learned a lot of lessons with Hayden's process. I think we were much more relaxed because we kind of understood what was coming and what was important there. But I think for the most part, and it's a testament to Nolan, is, I think him having a front seat to Hayden's recruitment gave him a lot of insight also of what it was going to look like. So I think Nolan was, with his poise and his demeanor, I think he enjoyed the process for what it was, and he didn't make it a stressful situation, which made us not be stressed in this house. So I think it was a lot more enjoyable, even though it was a lot higher, I'd say, more intense recruiting than Hayden, and it went on a lot longer than Hayden's did. I just think we were a little bit more poised and aware of what was coming. So that goes back to Nolan, because Nolan did such a good job throughout the process and didn't really let it get too overwhelming for him.
And you can pat yourself on the back for raising such a good kid there. So Todd, will let you get a little bit of that credit as well. Let's talk some high school football. Nolan, with the weight of the commitment off your shoulders, you've said that you get to focus on playing high school football for Warwick, trying to win some games this season. Pretty good team, coming back for you here. You guys made the district semifinals last year. You did get knocked off by Cacalico, but you bring back a ton of guys from that team. Should be pretty good. What'd you guys learn from that loss? How is that affecting kind of how you approach this year?
Yeah, I think we learned a lot of things, and one of them is just how much hard work goes into that off season. I know our guys have been preparing super hard this year. It's been a little bit difficult with everything going on, this offseason. But I'm really proud of our team for kind of bouncing back and getting after it this year in the weight room and on the field too. And so we know the kind of talent we have coming back. We know the opportunity that we have to go really far. And so we're super excited for this season.
Yeah, let's hear about a little bit of the talent. What are the strengths of the teams? And everyone's been hearing about these goals, but let's kind of put it out there. How are you guys approaching the season?
Yeah, so we have a whole lot of threats on our offense. Obviously with Caleb Schmitz, our quarterback, Jack Reed and Joey. And our offensive line is looking awesome too. So I'll be hard pressed to say we have any weaknesses right now.
Lovely. And the phrase out there is you guys are obviously looking at the postseason as well. We've been hearing big goals to get to the state playoffs and win that. So we'll have to see kind of how that goes. And of course, Blue Ridge will be following that along the way every step. Todd, want to head back to you. You've played or coached in this game for quite some time. Not going to reveal how long, but quite some time. And you've been an assistant for Warwick for a while. So in all your years of doing all that, and with the COVID-19 guidelines and concerns, has this made coaching any different or harder this year, or are you guys really able to kind of focus past that?
Chad, that's a great question. We as coaches, we talked about it. In a lot of ways, it's made us better coaches because we had to figure out how to deal with it, and we were able to utilize technology better. We actually met more. We had more time talking to our kids, teaching through Zoom calls in the off season. So in a lot of ways, I think it's really helped us change some things and be more efficient with our time. I know our kids did an awesome job of staying in shape, using technology and an app for workouts. So we were able to communicate with our guys all the time and get real feedback and deliver a lot of the lifting and running programs to them. So a lot of ways, I think it's really helped us. And I think it's really made us as a staff and players really appreciate the game and being able to play the game. So when we did have the opportunity to get back on the field, we didn't take a minute for granted. And that's kind of our message, is just making sure that every rep we take counts. And it's kind of it's a gift at this point.
I do feel like that once players get out there and are able to play that first game, they're really going to appreciate the opportunity. And that is a silver lining in all of this, because it has been a little doom and gloom for everybody. But we like to have some fun here on the program, so let's get away from that and go into some fun here. And Nolan, your size has been a topic of conversation for a couple of years now. When you were a freshman coming onto that Warwick football team, what about was your height and weight there? Was it still not what it is today? Do you remember?
Well, I'm pretty sure I was around the same height. I know I was a little bit skinnier back then, probably around 230 or so, 240. But I've definitely been putting in the work in the off season, making sure I'm getting my weight up and doing it the right way.
Okay.
Just,
what year was that year that you kind of went from whatever you were to 6'8"? What was the size you were at before that?
I think probably starting in sixth grade or seventh grade, I was probably like 6'3", and then I shot up to like 6'7".
Okay.
So a little bit of height growth there.
That's the growth I wanted to kind of hone in on. I mean, it's just incredible. Offensive linemen are typically known for their eating and their bulking up. So is there like a favorite food or like a go-to over the years that you have gone to kind of be able to keep that girth and the strength?
I've always been a huge wings guy. Whenever I can pound some buffalo wings, stuff like that, I'll take an opportunity 7 days a week.
Okay. Favorite sauce on the wings? I mean, other than maybe just regular buffalo, is there a favorite sauce that if you ventured off, protect?
I don't know. I'm a big traditional, just straight up medium, not too spicy, but not too mild either.
Okay.
Right.
Good to know. Gonna start getting big supplies of chicken wings there for the college days. Todd, what was it like watching Nolan all of a sudden, go from 6'3" to 6'8"? As a high schooler, and it should be said he now kind of towers over you, which isn't an easy thing because you were a former NFL offensive lineman. How was that?
Yeah, it was kind of fun, to be honest with you. It was neat to see his because he exploded so fast for a couple of years there, where it was really, to be honest, I was kind of worried that he was going to wind up being 6'11", and the game was going to be kind of out of his reach, literally, because he was going to be too tall to play the game, but. Fortunately, he kind of slowed down right around 6'7", 6'8". He's topped out right in the 6'8s, and hopefully he'll kind of hang in there. But, I just think him growing and playing multiple sports and staying active, it really helped him kind of grow and mature the right way physically. So I think now he's kind of reaping the benefits where his body's the bones are starting to slow down, and now hitting the weights and all the muscle and just growing is really kind of helping him. So we just kind of look forward to using that on the football field now.
Awesome. Nolan, another question for you. At what point in your childhood did you realize that your dad actually played NFL football, and did you start asking him questions about it? How was it? What was it? When did that happen?
Man, I mean, I've always known from pretty early on, and I think my friends have known too. So it's never like, oh, your dad played in the NFL. That's awesome. Like, my friends have always known, and it's not like I'm out there, sitting on a soapbox telling everybody. And so it's been awesome, having a dad who can teach you a ton of technique, knows what he's talking about on the offensive line, and just help me develop along the way.
Yeah, I can only imagine as like a 6-year-old getting to know that your dad played in a Super Bowl and all that. I mean, I just would blow my mind and blow the average person's mind for sure. So certainly beneficial for you growing up with that. And we'll see how that kind of pays off here as you're kind of heading in that trajectory towards college and all that. For Todd, you had, we talked about it, some great moments here in the NFL. You played for the Patriots, got to play in Super Bowl against the Packers. What would it mean to you to watch your sons now turn around and play in the NFL at some point here in their near future?
I think that's something if they want to do, if that's a goal for them, that's great. You put that up there, you put that on the board, and you work your butt off for it every day. But I think there's obviously a ton of steps and a lot of work to get to that point, and a lot of luck. But I'm glad that both Hayden and Nolan, I think that's something they're striving to do, and they want to do it for themselves and for the right reasons. So I'm proud of that. Also got to be really realistic. That's a pretty, it's a high goal, and you just got to be in the right place at the right time. And even if you do get there, the average career is 3.6 years, so you're just not going to be there long. So just understanding what the game is at that level and how long you can survive and play and flourish at that level is going to be limited. So I just want to make sure they keep everything in perspective.
Yeah, that's a great perspective from you for sure. It certainly changes the way I kind of think about it after hearing that. Another prestigious event, the Big 33 game. Todd, you got to play in it. Hayden got to play in it. So Nolan, I'm kind of wondering, if you were able to earn the spot there, what would that mean for you and your family's lineage to play in that prestigious Big 33 game?
No, that'd be awesome. They kind of keep that tradition up with the Ruccis. I know, obviously both my dad and my older brother playing in it, and I'm playing in the All-American Bowl in San Antonio. But I mean, I'm sure I can do both, and I'd love to be invited to the Big 33 game if I can.
All right, we'll look for that sometime later in the season. One last question here for you guys. When we speak of family, when you do the deep dive, Nolan's grandfather, Tom Gilbert, actually playing in the NFL for those Baltimore Colts as a punter and an offensive lineman. I'm not really sure I've seen that combo a whole lot. Todd, can you fill us in on some of the career highlights there? Any stories real quick about your father-in-law?
I get a ton of them. You kidding me? You get, Tom Gilbert over here on any Sunday night, and he starts reaching into the archives about how football was football back then. And no, it is. I think we're just fortunate to have that kind of lineage in football, and stories of the national championship with Syracuse in 1959 and playing for 5 years with guys like Lenny Dykstra and Johnny Unitas. And back when football, it was a different game back then. So we all get better as time goes on, and I'm sure he was a hell of a player, but we have a good time talking about a lot of football and who were the real men that played the game back then.
That's awesome. Those stories must be fantastic. Can't thank you guys enough for coming on Let's Talk, chatting for a bit. Nolan, good luck with Warwick football this season. Good luck moving forward with Wisconsin down the road.
Thank you.
And Todd, yeah, exactly. You guys don't have to do a whole lot of changing the color scheme there. You also, good luck this season as you're coaching on the sideline.
Appreciate it, Chad. Thank you for having us on.
Well, that was a big-time interview, both literally and figuratively. Lots of offensive lineman genetics going on in that family. Glad we got them in for a sit-down interview. And, of course, we could have just kept going, talking for hours. But it's only a 30-minute show, and it's now coming to a close. Thanks to Kelly Liebel for joining me. Thank you to you at home for watching. Hope you enjoyed the episode. I am Chad Landers. Come on back next time for more conversation on a brand new episode of Let's Talk.